What is good, friends, and welcome back. I want to share this game sequence with you today. This is from our Conquest in Cairo that is about to end while I'm making this video. And I recorded this sequence, this game footage. I find it quite interesting. Base to base is always a hot topic, always pleasant to view, as there's a lot of techniques to learn and master. And in that case, we're defending against Redneck Mike, which is a server 29 whale. He's powerful, he got a strong base, strong units with a lot of tech behind it, and despite having a strong base, he's biting more than he can chew right there, as he's facing two strong opponents. Okay, and despite having a strong base, power doesn't always play in your favor if you don't know how to use your units. I don't want to discredit this player, but this is the perfect example of what not to do when doing base to base or close quarter combat. The first thing you want to avoid is making mistake. Okay, you're outnumbered, you really don't want to expose your base by wasting your reserves. Your units are your best defense. If you lose them, an empty base will never be able to defend against strong players. So you want to avoid that, even though you want to kill the enemy. So you need to play smart here. Know the artillery's distance, the firing distance, the firing range, and knowing that you will avoid a lot of losses. Okay, now he's gonna try to harass this poor guy. We're gonna defend. There you go. So he lost a lot of artillery. Right there, he's gonna pull up his super heavy. I'm making sure that I'm attacking his super heavy and avoiding his helicopter. As you know, the helicopter is the MBT Predator. Now look at this sequence. I'm gonna replay it for you right there. He's trying to attack my MBT in front of 3 pre-charged strong howitzer. This is a mistake to avoid. He's in firing range, so he's going to repeat this mistake once again, almost losing all his units. This is you want to avoid that. If you don't care about your units, that's fine. However, if you want to defend and make more kills, you better save your units and attack the smart way. And back to the numbers. So yeah, he got a strong base, but he's outnumbered and he's fighting outside of Alliance territory. So do I, and so does Mazinger. But don't forget that we are in Cairo and we have all the asset buffs. We have fort buff, blockhouse buff. I think we even have the Oasis camp buff, which plays in our favor. And now he's going to pull up his bomber and fighter against 3 or 2 fighters of our alliance, and he's going to lose almost everything. Now he's going to attack with very few troops. And now what I'm doing, because somebody activated his base by mistake, I'm keeping my distance so I'm out of range of the base aggro. Now his super heavy is gone, he cannot siege anymore. He only have 1 full troop, and I suspect that it's not his best one, as he's not using it actively. Now we're gonna seize this occasion, this moment, to strike back. I don't have a lot of MBT, but that's fine, as he's almost empty. We're gonna start the siege. We have many howitzers. We're gonna inflict as much damage as possible, as if we lose our troops, everyone will retrain at the same time. And if he's smart, he will activate the rapid training, the 500% rapid training, to get back in the fight. So he almost lost half of his health point. Mazinger is also down. I'm in full health. Both of them buffed up to increase the base resistance and the aggro. So now I'm gonna activate my howitzer. I'm gonna pre-charge both of my howitzers to make sure he avoid attacking us, and if he does, he will lose more units and therefore slowing down his training process. So now I'm going to try to attack his howitzer. He succeeded with that attack. This was a good attack for Redneck Mike. The timing was perfect. I was a little late, but if I was just in time, he would have lost his whole troop. Again with the fighters, he got a good fighter, but he's outnumbered. 3-1, it's not gonna happen. He lost a few units right there. So he is gonna train back, and let me get back on topic with numbers. So yeah, stronger base against 2 opponents, so power is an odd number. We got better buff, and his base is not set up for base to base. He only have 2 howitzers, and I believe Mazinger got 4 howitzers. So right there, a proper base to base setup. The more howitzers you have, the better it is. So if you only have 2, that's not the end of the world. You can still destroy bases, but it will take more time. You may not be able to destroy one base in one single go. You have to do many runs, wasting more reserves, but it is what it is, and I understand that it's not everyone can have 4 howitzer at a certain point. Only the strong and powerful players can afford that. I will reactivate or pre-charge the artillery with the help of my bomber. That's why we have the Raven bunker right there. And a little bit about Redneck Mike. I never played against server 29. First time I see this guy is server 29 or SSF, Special Force, is a small alliance. They are teamed with us, or we think so. As in another video I will talk a little bit more about him, what they did to us. Not a big deal, it's part of the conquest, but to make a long story short, they are in the same coalition as server 7 that are playing with us until the end of the conquest, that they decide to play against us, attempting a coup and opening some assets to the enemy, but it didn't work. We were able to stop it in time. I was sweating a little bit. I was quite nervous as they almost succeed, but at the end they did not, and it's part of the game. I mean, if you've never been betrayed, it's because you didn't play enough Warpath. When reward is on the line, the enemy will always try to get a little bit more reward than they expect, to the cost of maybe losing one ally, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, this is only a game. If you hate somebody because they betray you, you need to rethink your priority, okay? So here comes the army group. We could have defeated this base without the army group, but we cannot tell them to go away, so they're gonna assist us and help us tanking this base right there. So we're gonna set up, we're gonna prepare. They're gonna make sure that Redneck Mike doesn't attempt a counter-attack. And the goal when you start the siege is, if your artillery gets engaged, you want to pull it back. If you're close, if your base is close, you want to pull it back and restart the siege so you avoid the aggro. There you go. So we're gonna start the siege. Now he's pulling out his unit and back in to re-engage the aggro, but he's outnumbered by a lot. It's not gonna work, so his base will melt real fast, just like this. There you go. Isn't this beautiful? So yeah, friends, another base-to-base sequence. I'm a big fan of base-to-base. I love it. I mean, you've seen a few of my videos. I rather solo bases than do army group, but sometimes you have to make army groups. It's the name of the game. Only strong bases can do base-to-base. Anyways, if you like this video and you want to see more content about game footage, tips, tricks, how to play this game, the events, how to play those special events and whatnot, then give me a thumbs up. It will help a lot of the players out there reaching out for my content. Stay tuned for more Warpath game footage, and I will update you with our Conquest, last Conquest update of G27. We're gonna wrap this up in a next video. See ya!